today we're gonna write another song. And basically, what I'm gonna try to do for this one is I'm gonna try to write an anti-ice song. If you guys remember, close to the beginning of the year, the attacks in Minnesota by ICE agents, and I was kind of inspired from the Grammy speeches from Billie Eilish and Bad Bunny, and you know, like the whole ICE out protests and stuff. That's basically what is inspiring me to write this song right here. So, let's get into it. I would like to start by showing you where I plan to write right now. That's basically what's going on. I'm gonna do the whole like hook verse hook structure again, and let me tell you, there are already some words that I was thinking of, and it's basically something like a rise up, we're gonna fight back, because you know that's more protest talk. We're just gonna fight for the rights of the citizens, those who were getting too much pressure from ICE, these whole like immigration enforcements. It's an atrocious act by these ICE agents. So yeah, I was just thinking of lyrics that could say like, listen ICE, stay out of our lives, we don't need you, don't want you, whatever it is like that. And of course, again, in the words of Bad Bunny, ICE out. In the words of Billie Eilish, bleep ICE, you know? So, I was kind of thinking of like, we'll rise up, we're gonna fight back, we'll raise your signs up to the sky, something like that. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna write down those first two lines. Okay, now I just suddenly remembered how I want the next line before this next line. I'm kind of thinking, so raise your signs up to the sky. Keep, what did it say? Keep those protests running high. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm gonna put that as like the line after the next line I'm gonna write in a minute. Yeah, there we go. Now, the line in between those. So you remember that. Rise up, we're gonna fight back. I do basically want to have that melody again. Raise your signs up to the sky. There were a couple of words I was thinking of. I just need a minute to get them back and see what I like. You know, I was kind of thinking of, know that we're gonna strike back. Because you see, I don't really just want to use the word fight back. Again, I'm gonna reserve that for the second half of this hook. So, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and write it down. I was kind of worried that if this comes out during the times of war right now, that it could give people the wrong message, but it's hard to think of anything else. I also, I don't know. I was also kind of thinking of saying, no doubt we're pushing ICE back. No doubt we're pushing ICE back. You know what? Yeah. Let's go ahead and write that instead, just because I'm actually saying what the purpose of the song is in that line is to push back ICE. It's an anti-ICE song, protest song. And using the word strike, or excuse me, keeping the word strike out of there, it makes me feel a little more comfortable during the times of war and stuff. So let's go ahead and say pushing ICE back. All right. And you know what? I was gonna say no doubt, but I feel like stand up or pushing ICE back sounds better to me. So I'm gonna write that instead. Stand up, we're pushing ICE back. Stand up, we're... I don't know. I feel like I want to say no doubt again, because stand up, we're pushing ICE back sounds a little bit weird in my tongue. No doubt we're pushing ICE back. And right there, it feels a little more comfortable. Because, we see stuff, and, behind this line, when we see stuff like this, it's no doubt we are not going to stand for this. We're going to stand against this. So, it's absolutely no doubts that that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and put this down. Alright, so for the next half of this hook, I was thinking repeating the rise up, we're going to fight back again. So I'm going to write that down. And then after that is where I kind of have to do a little bit more thinking about what I want to write next. So give me a minute. I feel like there was something I was gonna write here, but I can't really remember it. So let me try to figure this out. These fascist acts, it just ain't right. These fascist acts, that's another weird one in my tongue. I feel like that could work, but I feel like I want something that is a little more clear. We've had enough, it just ain't right. Okay, let's try that for this line. Okay, you know what? It was a good run, guys. I haven't had to use Rhyme Zone in the last two videos where I wrote Fatal Blow, which, by the way, comes out next Monday. Keep an eye out, but here is where I'm going to use Rhyme Zone to see what I can rhyme with right and let things flow thoroughly throughout the end of this hook. Let's do it. Might. And what else do I feel like could also work? Sight. I was also kind of thinking of tonight. You see, the melody I'm kind of thinking of to end off this hook is something like tonight. But if we're like, because it's kind of like scream for change. If we want change to happen, we have to scream with all our might. Or shout with all our might. Feel maybe if I could end this hook with like shout with all our might, I could that could also work. So something like shout with all our might. Rise up, we're gonna fight back, fight back. We've had enough, it just ain't right. All this, no more fascist. What is the word? Fascism. Fascism. I keep thinking like fascism, but that's not how you say it. Still trying to figure this out, guys. Give me a second. I'm starting to feel like to make it work, I might have to change up the line before where I say, we've had enough, we've had enough, it just ain't right. Because I feel like now I want to end this hook with something like, we've had enough of ice. And I don't just want to say we've had enough so much. So maybe I should change up this line a little bit. And I feel like there may be a way to keep it just ain't right. What could I be saying here? I kind of want to say, with fascism, facial violence or fascial violence, because I want to say the facial violence just ain't right, but I don't know if I'm pronouncing a facial right, because facial, I mean, just it sounds like it just means somebody's face. But if we're talking about like prejudice, should have, and fascism, should I say fascial? What should I say? Let me try to get the pronunciation of fascism and maybe fascial. Gosh, I'm stupid. I just thought of something else I can say, and I think this is actually what I'm gonna put down. This act of violence just ain't right. Yeah, I think that sounds pretty cool, so let's write that down. This act of violence just ain't right. And then for this last line, how about this? Make our voice be heard, we've had enough of ice. Or maybe, let our voices ring, we've had enough of ice. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and put that down. I'm gonna go ahead and sing along with this hook. And I was kind of thinking, do I want to also continue this video by writing the verse? But I think I'll pick that up in another video. I feel like if I'm still taking a long time to think about stuff, writing the hook, then maybe I should preserve my brain a little bit, and also my phone's storage or energy or whatever, and pick this up in another video just to save me some time, Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead, sing along with this hook. I better give myself a solid gap to start off, and hold on. I may want to consider how I want to do this, a certain line here. Basically the first half here. Let me see here. Rise up, we're gonna fight back, fight back. Raise your signs up to the sky. No doubt we're pushing ice back, ice back. Yeah, keep those protests running high. Yeah, at the keep the protests running high part. Let me figure out how I want to keep that melody going. No doubt we're pushing ice back, ice back. Yeah, keep those protests running high. 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 Back. Yeah, keep those protests. So many ways I could do it. Alright, let's go ahead and start singing along to this hook. See how I like it. Rise up, we're gonna fight back, fight back. Raise your signs up to the sky. No doubt we're pushing ice back, ice back. Yeah, keep those protests running on. Rise up, we're gonna fight back, fight back. This type of violence just ain't right. Let our voices ring, we've had enough of lies. Hold on, let me show you what I want to do for the pre-verse drop. Rise up, we're gonna fight back, fight back. Let me know if you guys like what you heard so far in that drop. Alright, so that's gonna conclude this video. I cannot wait to see what I come up with for this verse. And yep, again, kind of scared to put it out eventually to the world, just like with Scream for Change, you know. I'm kind of bringing politics back into this again. But you know, if it's gonna ensure better for this nation and maybe regain the trust of other nations, then it's, well, worth it. And you know, frick, I think the freedom of speech is under attack. But you know, I'm still showing a freedom of speech. I'll stand by that First Amendment, you know what I mean? Alright, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. And again, if you guys may have heard in the middle of it, I'll be releasing Fatal Blow on Monday, March 23rd. So, not too long now. I'll put a link in the description to pre-save it, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.